Welcome to Razorback Reels. I'm Olivas.
And I'm Chamberlain. Thank you for joining us. This episode is extra special because Razorback Reels is officially an Emmy Award-winning show. Our wonderful producer, Maddie Phipps, took home a Mid-America Emmy for student production. Congratulations to Maddie, and thank you for all that you do for Razorback Reels.
As always, there is so much happening in the world of entertainment this week, good and bad. While we love to cover the fun highlights on Razorback Reels, sometimes the important topics aren't as lighthearted.
We all know that the film industry isn't perfect, but one docuseries has recently exposed some of the truly disturbing secrets. Quiet on Set has recently taken the world by storm, bringing awareness to the abuse of child actors during the filming of popular Nickelodeon TV shows that you know.
The series by Maxine Productions is still releasing episodes, and the spotlight is on the former stars like Drake Bell and Amanda Bynes, as watchers learn about the hardship that went on behind the scenes. Drew, do you think the release of this docuseries was the right move?
I mean, double-edged sword, because the aspect of bringing light to the people that did wrong these actors is very important, and making sure that it's something that we can learn from and making sure that it's not happening in today's world in the film industry and the entertainment industry. But It also has a negative portrayal, I guess, of these things that we associate with innocence and that we know and love. And it's like, in a sense, they've almost become tainted and ruined. And so when you put out something like this, if it has a true purpose, then it's effective. But if it's not, then I feel like it can just be a cash grab and kind of elude from the whole thing.
100%. Yeah, I totally get that. I read Jeanette McCurdy's book, and that was really eye-opening, but, you know, like...
Got it, yeah. The sad truth in this docuseries have disappointed many and generated much discourse on various social media apps. One of these is TikTok, used by hundreds of millions across the world. The app has reinvented social media as a whole and is home to a ton of entertainment.
However, the status of the app is currently being threatened. As of March 13th, the United States House passed a bill giving TikTok's parent company a 6-month deadline to sell the app. If ByteDance ignores this measure, TikTok will be completely banned from use in the US.
Many rumors about a potential ban have been speculated in the past, but this seems to be the real deal. Ani, do you think that TikTok will eventually be banned in America for users?
I mean, it's already banned here at the university, but to be honest, I'm not really worried about the whole TikTok situation. Personally, if you allow me to get a little, worldly here, I just feel like we have so many better things to be doing in Congress and in the Senate. Like, why are we focused on an app?
No, it's one of those things that lawmakers and the people in positions of power, it's one of those things they fear what they don't understand, and so they want to get rid of it. They don't understand it. So when they associate it with parent companies that may be associated with foreign countries, they get really nervous, and so I could totally see that. But yeah.
Exactly. Well, even though some are concerned about a potential TikTok ban, there is one aspect of entertainment that we know will never die: reality TV. One popular show, Love is Blind, has gained attention online for its unique concept, spats between contestants and outrageous personalities.
Chelsea Blackwell, one woman on the show looking for love, has been on the receiving end of thousands of jokes from the internet. In the first viral instance, Chelsea was put under fire for telling her blind date that she looked just like the iconic Megan Fox. People online were quick to let her know that they did not feel the same way.
As if this wasn't enough, Chelsea yet again reached internet fame, but still for the wrong reasons. NFL star Travis Kelce took to his podcast New Heights to share that he had tuned in to the latest episodes of Love is Blind. Kelce roasted the show and impersonated Chelsea's crying face, insisting that his brother and co-host had to watch the show.
The reality TV star took the jokes in good fun and even made a video reaching out to Travis and his girlfriend Taylor Swift, laughing off the situation. The trashy television we love is always a topic of conversation in the pop culture world, especially when other celebrities come into play. Ani, what do you think about the joke being made about Chelsea?
I think it was, to quote one of my friends, I think it was kind of the whole thing about her looking like Megan Fox. I think that it was kind of brought up in a different way. It was kind of taken out of context because they asked her what celebrity she got. Like, people told her that she looked alike, and if people tell you that, I'm not people. But I do think, I don't know, I can see some similar features.
I'm not seeing it at all, one bit, actually. But, you know, I think it's fun that Travis got to have his fun on the internet. I mean, I can only imagine the constant media pressure he's under from Taylor Swift's fan base, his professional career in the NFL. So it makes sense that he wanted to have a little fun. But
Of course. For our next segment of the night, we have winners and losers.
our in-studio reporters will be breaking down who's on top and who's in their flop era each week. Razorback Reels reporter Gigi Kraemer is here with a weekly breakdown.
Even though we didn't have Reels last week, celebrity drama never takes a break. I'm here to recap everything you may have missed while you were catching a tan or some extra sleep. Now, I prefer to get bad news over with, so let's start with my loser. JoJo Siwa has succeeded in having one of the most universally agreed upon flop eras in internet history. Firstly, the Dance Moms reunion happened a few weeks ago. All of the original cast members except Nia, Maddie, and Mackenzie attended for a show that is unanimously known for having such terrible psychological effects on the cast members. It's completely understandable that some girls did not want to come back for a special to relive some of their most painful memories. Apparently, though, JoJo did not feel the same, and she spoke out about the lack of attendance from some of her former castmates. She was heavily criticized for her opinions, and understandably so. Additionally, her new music is just bad. Her new single Karma is releasing at some point later this year, and her desire to rebrand a la Miley Cyrus Bangers era has left everyone confused. JoJo has already had a somewhat reasonable rebrand from child star to adult, so why the need to remind everyone that she's an adult now? We already know. Bad vibes all around. JoJo, have you learned nothing? Moving on to more positive things, I want to talk about some winners of the week. My winner is, of course, Miss Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia is a Reels repeat winner because she's just that good. And it wouldn't be a true Gigi segment if I didn't talk about her. Last week, Olivia surprise announced Guts Deluxe, which has been highly anticipated by many fans, including myself. The deluxe version includes 5 new songs: Obsessed, Girl I've Always Been, Scared of My Guitar, Stranger, and So American. I have to say, each and every one is an absolute hit. Olivia has grown so much as a songwriter, and I love the diversity of the tracks and how each shows a different side of her personality. We also got a new music video where Olivia showed off some bangs. The internet is already obsessed with all 5 of the new tracks, so for that, Olivia is a definite winner. That's all the time I have for today. Thanks for watching. For Razorback Reels, I'm Gigi Kraemer.
Drew, what are your thoughts on JoJo Siwa as a loser this week?
I mean, I think it's perfectly fitting. To completely rebrand yourself from child actor to now in more of an adult audience and completely switching up can have some very negative, unforeseen consequences, and I can't say I'm surprised, but coming from a background where you are always in the spotlight, always performing, always have to keep up an image, that can get very old. And so it doesn't surprise me that she herself wants to take this different route. And it doesn't surprise me that the world isn't in love with it, but at the same time, the world tends to get upset about change and things like that, and sometimes change is necessary.
Yeah, what about Olivia Rodrigo? I've listened to her album. Have you listened to the album?
I've not listened to Olivia Rodrigo.
Anyway, I'll just talk about it. I love the new song Obsessed, and her music video is everything. I'm so obsessed with microbangs coming back. I know Gigi mentioned that, but it looks so good on her, and I really think she's like blooming into this era of like more kind of like pop punk, and I'm so excited to see where that takes her.
Getting a lot of like Paramore vibes from her, so that's really exciting as well. But
yeah, exactly.
Would love to see more from her, and I know her tour is very successful, so that's always great.
Of course.
Well, stay tuned after the break to catch the breakdown of the latest drama in the celebrity world and some brand new music to look out for. We'll be back shortly to update you on all of our hottest picks in the music world, along with our segment D1 Drama, where you can catch all the details and interesting top-tier commotion. With mentions of new music in winners and losers, we at Reels can't help but think about the big artists teasing and releasing new music in the last few weeks. Let's lay out the most exciting new tunes. To start with a personal favorite, the iconic Hozier just released his new EP, Unheard. The artist's 5th EP features the tracks Farewell, Wildflower and Barley, Empire Now, and current fan favorite, Too Sweet. Needless to say, these releases have been very well received and on repeat here at the Reels studio.
Eternal Sunshine, Ariana Grande's latest studio album, has been similarly loved by the internet. Tracks like We Can't Be Friends and Yes And have gone viral, and a couple have even earned the TikTok stamp of approval with dance trends to accompany them. This is Grande's 7th studio album, and her fans can't get enough of this track list.
Goes without saying that these are certain artists who have been teasing releases that we can't wait to hear. Iconics like Taylor Swift and Beyonce have albums coming up, with Cowboy Carter making its debut at the end of this week, and Taylor's The Tortured Poets Department dropping mid-April. Ani, which new songs or upcoming albums are you expecting to hear and play on repeat?
Well, I don't think it's any surprise to you, Drew, that I am absolutely so pumped for the Tortured Poets Department. I'm so excited. There have been a lot of fan theories about what each song is about, and with each new file name, you know, whenever she comes out with like the Bolter and the Albatross, everything like that, I am so excited, and I really truly hope that this album is kind of gonna be almost like, not parallel, I don't want to say like the same style, but like this, we can expect the same writing quality. Not that the writing quality from her other albums weren't good, but like storytelling as we saw in Folklore and Evermore, and I am so pumped for that, and I cannot wait.
Absolutely. Cannot agree more. I've never been so excited for a Taylor Swift album like I am for this one, The Tortured Poets Department.
And Beyonce.
And Beyonce, yes. With Beyonce's new upcoming country album, I think it's a very different and dynamic switch from Beyonce's iconic R&B sound to take a total tone shift and to go into country is kind of entering new grounds. But I'm excited to hear what she has coming. I'm not a huge fan of the current single that she has released, but hey, that's just a single. That's what they're for. That's to play on the radio, get people hooked. Exactly. So I'm excited to see what the rest of the album has to sound like.
I really think that her voice fits country actually so well. And while I wasn't completely, it's not, the new single is not something that I would play on repeat, but I do like just the production of it. That's something I really enjoy, and I will definitely be tuning in to her new album.
Absolutely.
Well, while we here at Razorback Reels try to be fair journalists, sometimes the tea is just too hot to ignore. Our next segment, D1 Drama, covers all the crazy headlines.
We have Noah Kim in studio to give us all the juicy details on this week's drama.
Now that's right, Reels fanatics. Real rap is finally back. The goats of our generation are giving us cooking tips, and their first piece of advice was to let beef slow cook for over a decade. My name is Noah Kim, and I'm here to discuss the shots that Kendrick Lamar threw out at J. Cole and Drake on Metro Boomin and Future's most recent collab album, We Don't Trust You, apt name. Let's provide some context. Last year, Metro Boomin, a titan in modern rap production, went to Twitter to air out his frustrations. Drake and 21 Savage's collab album, Her Loss, was beating out Metro's heroes and villains all along the award trail. So Metro called this out, implying that his album was better than the others. But he said that most award shows are more concerned with optics, and they sided with Drake's album as a safe bet. Drake took the white millennial approach in his response, and he decided to post a passive-aggressive song lyric on his Instagram story. Real classy. This set the stage for Metro's newest collab album with Future to throw shots Drake's way. But nobody expected who the two would enlist to diss one of the biggest artists of our generation. And nobody expected another GOAT to be caught in the crossfires. Compton rapper Kendrick Lamar dissed not only Drake, but lumped in J. Cole too. Because last year, Drake dropped a radio hit with J. Cole titled First Person Shooter. In this song, J. Cole mentions rap's big three are himself, Drake, and Kendrick Lamar. In this same song, Drake compared himself to Michael Jackson, and as they are tied for having the most #1 singles as a male artist. These two lines serve as the basis for Kendrick Lamar's diss in the new song, Like That. Kendrick raps that he is tired of sneak disses while dropping J. Cole and Drake's song. Kendrick rejects the notion of rap's big three and claims that it's just him carrying the modern rap game. And this isn't the first time Kendrick mentioned how he feels about his contemporaries. Way back in 2013, Kendrick featured on Big Sean's Control, in which he says he has love for J. Cole and Drake and like a million other rappers, but wants to outperform them. Technically, he says he wants to murder them, but in this context, we're gonna give it a looser definition, you know? Now, exaggeration aside, Kendrick Lamar does want to stand out amongst the mainstream rappers. He digs into Drake more specifically, saying his best work is a light pack. Kendrick then compares himself to Prince, saying that his work artistically and literally outlived Michael Jackson. This verse hyped up many rap fans, as rap was literally built on beefs like these. I am personally very excited for J. Cole's response, as he is currently gearing up to drop his 8th studio album, The Fall Off. And J. Cole does not shy away from conflicts like these. His perspective will be very interesting, as he was the person who did connect Kendrick Lamar with Dr. Dre, essentially putting him onto the mainstream. But let's get a live look at Drake Aubrey Graham's reaction to this surprise diss track. This photo was taken in Miami the night that the diss track dropped, and look at him. He's got the wired headphones in. He's hurt. I think he's getting Pusha T flashbacks. Although, a little breaking news, I didn't write this down in my script. There are like billboards all around Spotify, like billboards saying like competition is back or something like that. So I think Drake might be dropping a surprise diss track tonight. So, you know, fingers crossed, who knows? Six God might have something in store for us. For Razorback Reels, I have been Noah Kim.
Thanks, Noah, so much for updating us on all the celebrity buzz. Drew, who do you think is in the wrong here?
It's hard to say who's in the wrong here, but I would say that there is a definite winner and someone who is in the right, and that is indeed Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is not only an artist and a rapper and a performer, but he is a Pulitzer Prize winning artist. And I think that in itself alone sets him apart from Drake and J. Cole, while Drake and J. Cole have their very much notable success. In terms of the game as a whole, and referring to what Noah said about the top 3, it's not even a question. I think Kendrick is, without a doubt, arguably winning this battle, regardless of if Drake were to drop a diss track or not. I don't think it would make too much of a dent in Kendrick's ego or his ability to perform.
Gotcha. Well, I don't want to, I'm basically still trying to catch up on the Tupac and Biggie drama, so I'm out for the count on this one. But I'm so glad, and I think everyone else is so glad to have Drew Chamberlain's opinion.
Yes, they always are. After the break, Razorback Reels reporters will catch you up on all the things happening on the silver screen. Stay tuned to hear our recap of exciting film releases this year. Razorback Reels is always on the lookout for a good watch, and there are a few movies making waves in cinema at the moment. Here's a rundown of some popular films that you can check out in theaters right now.
Taking the #1 spot in the box office is Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. This movie features a star-studded cast with Paul Rudd, McKenna Grace, and Finn Wolfhard. This flick came out March 22nd and has already grossed $45 million.
Coming in hot at #2 is Dune Part 2. This sequel has been in theaters for the past 4 weeks, starring Zendaya, Timothée Chalamet, and Austin Butler. During its time on the silver screen, Dune has taken home a whopping $233 million.
For #3, we've got a continuation of a franchise that everyone knows and loves, Kung Fu Panda. The 4th movie in the series features Jack Black, Viola Davis, and Awkwafina, and has earned $133 million from fans. There must be something special about these sequels because they seem to be raking it in.
That's the Reels report on all of the current hot movies. But what is coming up next for the industry? Today we have Franchesca Brownhanney in studio to give us the scoop on the hot new releases for upcoming movies this summer.
Welcome to my preview and opinions of this summer's upcoming theater releases. As the temperature rises, so does the anticipation for new films hitting the silver screen. Join me as I take a closer look at the cinematic gems heading to theaters near you. Summer of '24 should be a good one. Kicking off the summer is If, the highly anticipated Ryan Reynolds, John Krasinski, Vince Vaughn, Emily Blunt, Steve Carell, Awkwafina, Matt Damon, Sam Rockwell, Maya Rudolph, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge animated movie. Wow, that was a stacked cast, but honestly, it looks like a beautiful story about reconnecting with some old pals, and I cannot wait to cry during it. Luckily, I don't have to wait too long. It will hit theaters on May 17th. Diving headfirst into animation, just a week later on May 24th, our favorite orange tabby greets us on the big screen once again. For the first time since 2006, Garfield is being introduced to audiences, this time by Chris Pratt. I mean, it's definitely a choice. I'm not saying I hate Chris Pratt or anything, but it doesn't even look like Garfield anymore. Why is he smooth and where is Bill Murray? I don't know, but it's not looking good. Anger, disgust, sadness, and now anxiety. Inside Out 2 hits theaters on June 14th, and I couldn't be more excited. Inside Out was one of Pixar's most divisive movies, and I just can't wait to see what they do with this one. After being pulled from the release calendar in 23, The Bike Riders, starring Austin Butler, drops June 21st. The film follows the evolution of the Vandals, a motorcycle gang, as they slowly lose sight of their original plan. Sounds like it could be good and hopefully worth the wait. Though I have been trying to understand why anyone thought denying us Austin Butler for an entire year was a good idea, but let's not worry ourselves with the whys or why nots. Let's just go to the theaters on June 21st. The end of July wraps up the summer season with Twisters, the sequel to the 1996 Twister. Pretty creative on that one, but Glenn Powell's in it, so I'll be there. Finally, Deadpool returns on July 26th, this time with a friend, Wolverine. There was a lot of discourse online about the possibly rushed sequel as a result of the writer's strike, but something tells me Ryan Reynolds wouldn't let that happen. But hey, we'll see. One thing is for certain, if you find yourself in an AMC theater near you this summer, you will no longer be enchanted by somehow heartbreak feels good in a place like this. That is right. They took out that part of the iconic Nicole Kidman AMC preview. Did they even think about how this could affect my movie experience? I don't know how I'm going to recover. While we figure this out, it's been nice updating you all. I'm Franchesca Brownhanney reporting for Razorback Reels.
Thanks, Franchesca, for shining a light on all the stars of La La Land. Drew, I know you're a movie buff, so which film are you running to see this summer?
Man, I'm so glad Francesca mentioned The Bike Riders. The Bike Riders was actually filmed partially here in Arkansas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I'm very excited to see that. That's got a stat cast. Tom Hardy's in it. Austin Butler's in it. That's going to be phenomenal. Another movie that I saw on there that I am kind of excited for that I wasn't originally thinking about is If, the movie
Yes.
with John Krasinski. John Krasinski is directing it, and a lot of actors, you know, may step into the directing chair, but he's had experience because he directed both of A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place Part 2. And so I'm sure he has the experience. He has a stacked cast. I think that movie's for sure going to be kind of an underrated hit of the summer.
Oh yeah, I completely agree and I'm so excited about Ryan Reynolds and this new, because it's kind of like a new genre for him as well. And I just like to think of it as like his kids are getting older, you know, they are kind of in that age range that his new movie is geared towards. And that just makes me so happy because we've seen Blake Lively gush how much of a family man he is. And that just adds to my idea of what a perfect couple they are. So I'm really, really happy with it.
And that's great. And then on the opposing side of that, if you don't want the family-friendly Ryan Reynolds, then you have Deadpool coming out in the exact same summer. So you get a healthy dose of Ryan Reynolds, whether you're seeing it with the family or whether you're seeing it with a couple friends. There's a little bit of something for everyone.
Yeah, of course. It's his versatility, and who doesn't love that?
Oh, absolutely. And now, one of the things that we did see on that list from Francesca's report was the new Inside Out movie.
Yes.
Now, initially, excitement, but Disney and Pixar kind of have been on a stinker streak recently, especially with their newest movie, Wish, which was claimed as one of their worst movies that they've ever made. And so I don't know how I'm feeling about Inside Out 2.
Yeah, I remember that one movie, Elements. I watched it. I didn't really like it that much, so I didn't see Wish. So I don't know. We'll see. But, you know.
That's a wrap on this episode of Razorback Reels. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Razorback_Reels. I'm Drew Chamberlain.
And I'm Olivas. Have a wonderful night.